It's never too late. If you have that dream, it's never too late to become a florist. It's never too late to set up your own shop. Don't let hurdles or, trivialities or negativity surround you. Just do it. You still have DVDs behind you?
Oh, absolutely. That's only half the collection. The other half's on the other side of the room.
Do you still have a DVD player?
I have a Blu-ray player, and I have and I use my Xbox to play a lot of them. So yeah, I'm old-fashioned that way. What can I say?
Yeah. Do you have tapes, VHS too?
I kept a few of them from a few of my favorites from when I was a kid. So I don't have a player for it, but I have them at least.
Yeah. No, I know a lot of fellas that, people that, they have the tape and everything. And I said, do you have a player? No. Even the CD player, people have, no, I don't have a CD player, but you have all these CDs, like 2,000. Where do you play them? No, I have to buy something. You can hook it up to the computer, a little player. People get used to the streaming services. And YouTube is fantastic. I'm so preoccupied with the 60s and 70s now, and I'm watching YouTube. It's fantastic what they have. All the footage from all the bands, live concerts and stuff. You can get lost. If you have a good bottle of red wine and YouTube, you can get lost in music forever, which is beautiful, but it's hard on your sleep.
Yeah, because then you just want to stay up and keep going.
Yeah, of course.
So diving right in, I watched Sweden Romance this morning, and it was such a charming little film. I really had a great time with it. What about it really sparked your interest to want to be a part of it?
Women. And also Marie, the lead actress, we come from the same region. We're like, what are we, like 15 miles apart? She's from it's not a town, but it's a big, maybe 10,000 people or 8,000 people where she's from. And that was the big, big capital for me. And I come from a small village, 1,000, 1,500 people. But I got into, down to Stockholm into the acting academy. Being a peasant, really, I stumbled in. And she got in also a couple of years after me. And we ended up at the same National Theater. And we always had a great connection because of our geography. And I always sort of vouched for her, for parts and stuff when she entered the National Theater. Mainly because she was talented, but also because she was from the same region. And it's very important in Sweden if you're a northerner and working in the southern parts. But she called me and said they had this project, and there was like a lot of female leads and a female director, a female writer, female producer. And I was the only salmon going up a little creek. And I said this, sound naughty, but it's not. But surrounded by octopuses. But it's, I was the only like fish in the pond, except for the guys, when we have our school on Tuesday evenings, cooking school. But it was the romance between me and Marie, and to, like 30, 40 years later, after we graduated from the academy, to do a movie together where we do the two leads was like a gift from above, and something that we could just have dreamt about when we were young and going to the academy. And the script was good, and the concept was good. And I said to myself too, the thing is with this movie, it's never too late to form a rock band. It's never too late. If you have that dream, it's never too late to become a florist. It's never too late to set up your own shop. Don't let hurdles or, trivialities or negativity surround you. Just do it, because the older you get, you're going to realize this too. The older you get, Matthew, the more the time becomes precious. And all of a sudden you say, or if I'm lucky now, am I hitting 70s? Maybe if 20 more years would be a God-sent gift. If I had 20 more years on this earth, and then you look back and you said 20 years ago, wow, I was in Prague shooting a movie, that's still running on TV. What the hell? Time has gone by so fast. And I have a lot of things that I want to do before I rest my horses in the stable. I want to direct a couple of my scripts that I've been carrying with me my whole life. I want to do some more directing for stage. I don't want to be on stage, but I want to do things, and that's what I'm doing. I set up my own shop a couple of years ago, and we have I pitched something that's been going that called the Swedish Dicks, which is a TV series, and we have something called the American Runestone, which is old artifacts are very interesting to me, and mysteries of the human beings being here before us. So, and the same now we'll be pitching, and we have a couple of movies in the works. We got thumbs up, and we have investors, and we're waiting for the talent to be ready to go. So it is for me now, a dream come true that I can work with my own things. And I put some money aside because I'm a simple guy from a very simple childhood and setting and a simple little village. So I still have my 2 feet on the ground. I have one car. I have too many bathrooms for being a Swede. And, but, I have a small house, but it's big enough for us and 2 kids. I don't need anything more. I'm not interested in jewelry and stuff. I'm interested just to fulfill the dreams I have in my life. And hopefully I will do most of them. And the movie has that simple message that, it's never too late. It's never too late. The only thing that stops you is negativity and neighbors. What would the neighbors say? What would people say if you did this? And I say, but you have to listen to yourself. What do you want then? What do you want? So, but to also do this in a setting it's very rare to see a movie where you have 3 female leads and it's directed by a woman and written by a woman. It's what Hollywood would love to have originated, and some male producer would have said, I vouch for this and I gave it, the money. Diversity is number one. And maybe all the leads here would have been, different ethnicities, different races. But I think it's done, it's well formulated to be a remake. But I'm glad that you see the original, because I think originals are always great to see. I'm looking through all the Kurosawa movies now on Criterion, and it goes back all the way to the 60s. That man was so productive and so great. So, well, here I'm ranting, but that's, the whole setting about the movie for me was that you put here on Earth, and especially living in Europe, we grew up in a very safe environment. And there was a possibility to fulfill your dreams. You can't maybe do that in Ukraine right now. But there will come a time, so many kids have died in Ukraine. I feel ashamed for the whole European Union that you're just stepping aside and don't step up. But in the movie will shine some light on aging and to fulfill your dreams. And I think most of us are put here on earth with a cause, and you have to listen to yourself sometimes. And I think the old saying, love thyself like thy neighbor, I think they got that a little wrong with these. I think it's when you are ready to love yourself fully, then you can spread the love to your neighbors or to your friends. I think, and that's what I'm trying to do my whole life, to be spreading the light, talking about it on set and talking, with my friends about it. But I try to be clean myself. I try to be a good human being. And it's very strange that I do a lot of bad guys all the time, because my whole persona when people meet me is like, wow, I thought you were like hostile and, really bad guy. No, I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I drink cautiously. I have one car. I have a small house. I'm doing Hollywood movies sometimes, and I'm happy with that. I don't need the glitz. I don't need a big house in Beverly Hills and 5 cars and a chef. I can make my own food. And I have a wife who's Japanese, and she's a chef, and, life couldn't be better. What about yourself? What about yourself? Where are you seated? Where are you at?
I'm in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I'm originally from Southern California. Moved here about a year ago. So, yeah.
How do you like it?
It's nice. The humidity during summer times is the only thing I do not care for. Otherwise,
it's like my wife. I've been in Tokyo August, September. It's horrible. It's horrible. You take a shower, you go outside, you're wet.
Yeah.
It's like 112 degrees in humidity. It's not nice.
No. And then when I step outside, these fog up within a half a second.
Yeah.
But so it's funny that you do mention the whole bad guy thing, because that's one thing I love about this film for you, is that it gives audiences who know you for some of those kinds of roles a chance to see this range for you. And, you've played bad guys for such a long time. What is it like for you to get to play someone who is much brighter, or at least gets to evolve into someone much brighter as the film goes on?
No, it's nice. And it's, also was nice to speak my old language, because I've been gone so long. There's a lot of words that I really don't know what they mean, because, we're so influenced by England and other languages. So they always incorporate it into Swedish. So, but it was nice to have a little bit of old fashioned Swedish in it too. I could twist the lines a little bit. But of course, it's nice to do someone who kisses a girl and not kill her. It's maybe it's venom in my kiss. I don't know, but of course it's nice. And the clown always want to do tragedy, and the guy who's always doing tragedies want to be a clown and entertain. And I hope there's more in the future, because I have 20 more years. I know. And I'm going to do some more comedies, and I'm going to fulfill my dreams of directing some more stage and some movies before I could put my horses away. All the Vikings saying, I don't know if they had horses. They had ponies, maybe. Icelandic ponies. But that's part of my dreams, to continue creating music, continue to write, and continue to be productive, and use everything I have in my head, in a creative way, and in my heart. And I don't want to close my life by being grumpy and angry that I never had a chance, And I had a chance to go to Nepal in the spring to do like a documentary about Nepal for a Scandinavian network. And it was so great, because I always been wanting to go to Nepal and Tibet. I couldn't come into Tibet because it was closed. But I said, wow, that's been in my veins for so long. And finally, because I kept nurturing, I think, the dream, all of a sudden became true, not on my own expense, really, because I did get a salary. But it's like, I said to myself, wow, maybe if I had stopped thinking about Nepal and Tibet, maybe this would never have happened. So that's a synchronicity of life and the dreams that you nurture. Because it's strange for me, coming from a small village in the northern Sweden, how the hell I can sit here in West Hollywood and talk to you today. By going over Japan, going over the world, doing the trip that I've done. that no one's done for my home village. It seems surreal. And I try to write about my life and my childhood, and writing hopefully a book one day before I rest my eyes. But when I write it, it seems so unreal. It seems so unreal that a tiny little boy from where I grew up, a village, walked all the way to Hollywood. And maybe I'll continue walking over Japan and then over China, Tibet, up Mongolia, and back to my home village. I don't know. Maybe I have to do the whole circle around the world. I don't know about living in Mongolia for a couple of months. I don't know how, but I would love it.
Well, there you go. I mean, it sounds like quite the journey either way. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing what else comes from all the brighter creative spots in your mind.
It'll come. Yeah. It'll come. If you've never seen Swedish Dicks, you should try to watch it. It's on service, any streaming services. I don't know about where you are, but they're on Amazon, not Netflix, but Amazon and HBO, I think. It's a good name. We're planning a movie, so we'll see. The movie's in plan. Yeah.
There we go. That's awesome. It's definitely been on my watch list to get around to that point. Yeah. So maybe I'll throw it on after our talk.
You got it on DVD, man.
Yeah, there we go. I'll add it to the collection. Before I let you go, for my final couple of questions, I did want to look away from the film. I'm a big Constantine fan, and I remember a couple of years ago you had posted about a second one being in the works, but then they didn't actually announce it until this year. And I'm curious, were you actually aware of the talks happening that early on, or was that more you wanting to put it out into the universe?
It was me, but it's been in the talks back and forth. It was in the talks after the first one became like a year after, because it became, even then the DVD sold pretty good, and it became sort of social media started to come around, and Constantine was always, something that people did love. The people with some cineastic eye find it very iconic, and they talked about it like 2 years after, and then 4 years after, and then 6 years after. It's been in the works, and I think finally with Keanu saying, if we're going to do this, we have to do it. We can't wait 20 years. If you do a sequel, you should do it sooner. But if we have the same director, the same writer, the same cast, we might be able to pull it off. But we can't do it, because he and I are pretty close. The only one I really know in the community of actors in Hollywood, but he just wanted to keep it in the same formula, I guess, but also the studios are strange out here because, they want the boom, crash, bang. And to do a sequel of Constantine, I'm sure there's going to be a million times more of the special effects and, all that. And I think Keanu, as we have talked, he said, I want to keep it like the first one. Simple, contained, and based on characters, not on special effects. And if we can't get that, then I'm not in it. And he, with John Wick and Matrix, you saw Matrix, it's hard. The John Wick is because it does it all the time. It has its momentum, and he's in it. Chad, the director, is in it. They know. But if you wait 10 years, it's hard to reignite and get the same fire going on and the formula. And the problem with, if you do a sequel like Matrix or the fourth Matrix, so many years after, it's hard to, you're never going to get into the same category. And that's the problem of doing Constantine. It might be too late. It might be too late. I don't know. It's nice if Keanu can have a say and say, I'm in or out. But if Francis Lawrence is in as a director and the writer write it as the first one with some other twist with some new twists and tweaks, it might be good. But if we just do it like a boom, crash, bang, it won't work. It won't work. No one wants to see it. Godfather 3 is a great example. I don't know anybody who loved Godfather 3. And I think it just, if it too long of a time, things are going to screw it up because it's out there in the world and they say, you have to strike it. Old Viking saying, if you have to strike, you have to do it while the iron is hot. That's an old Viking saying we took to this country. But I don't know. It's going to be 15 years now, maybe, before it's going to be, and we're going to be 15 years older. There's a lot of makeup because you want it to be, you want to see a sequel after the first one. So we'll see. We'll see. I know that Keanu he loves the movie and he thinks very highly of that movie. So it's up to him. If he says this script is in the right, way, the vicinity of where we should go. But at the same time, I'm sure he had a saying in Matrix too. And the Matrix, I don't know if it took off at all. I saw the fourth Matrix, and I think there was too many years have gone by. And it's hard. It's hard with sequels and trequels and fourplex. I don't know what the fourth one would be called. The fourplex? No. But hopefully it'll be made, and hopefully I'm God at that time, looking exactly the same, but with a black suit.
Your Lucifer remains, I think, one of the better ones throughout all of fiction.
Yeah, I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of it. And I'm happy that Jack Nicholson, I think, turned it down because it didn't get X amount of millions, and I got in instead. But really, I had to fight for that outfit, like a Chekhov outfit, like a theatrical outfit, because in the beginning they had me dressed up bare-chested and leather pants and tattoos and a lot of bondage jewelry and stuff. And I said, no one's going to listen to what I have to say. Just put me in a Chekhov, like an off-white linen suit and tar on my feet. I could have a strange hairdo or something, shave my eyebrows. Then people are going to listen to me. But if I have all these moving tattoos on my chest, no one's going to hear what I'm saying. So it took a while, but I won. And I'm happy. I've been voted #1 Lucifer. I don't know if I should be proud or ashamed of myself, but it's good. It's really nice. It's really nice to have that support among fans. I really appreciate it.
I really look forward to, while we wait for more Constantine 2 news, I look forward to spreading word about food and romance. I think people are really in for a sweet treat with this one. So, Peter, thank you so much for taking the time to chat.
Thank you.